Welcome to a battlefield of minds. Two grandmasters face off where every move cuts like a sword. One mistake, and it's over. This isn't just chess, it's war disguised as strategy. Let's dive in, move by move, into this epic clash. Wesley opens with 1. Belly. A4. The king's pawn marches like a proud soldier, claiming the heart of the battlefield and declaring war from the very first breath. Nouri responds with 1. Penyasei. Nenin. Fatlo. C5. The Sicilian counterstrike erupts. A sharp dagger, aimed right at the center of Wesley's kingdom. Wesley develops with NF3. The knight leaps into action, ready to defend his leader and pressure the dark squares with quiet menace. Nouri answers with E6. A calm, methodical build-up, locking down the position and preparing to unleash his light-squared bishop. Wesley thrusts d4. The board trembles as central lines crack open. So challenges Nouri to fight head-on. Nouri captures cx4. The first skirmish begins. Pawns collide, and the center starts to change shape. Wesley recaptures with nx4. The knight reclaims ground, waving the flag of control over the heart of the board. Nouri plays s6, a quiet but poisonous move, preparing to push b5 and expand on the queenside like a storm gathering strength. Wesley calmly develops bd3. The bishop's eyes glare straight at h7, already dreaming of future sacrifices. Nouri answers with g6, a bold declaration to fianchetto, turning his bishop into a sniper from the long diagonal. Wesley castles, safety first. His king tucks away, ready for a long war. Nouri develops bg7, the fianchetto complete. The dark-squared bishop now watches the board like a dragon from its lair. Wesley brings the knight to b3, sneaky maneuvering. Eyes set on c5 and d4, preparing flexible plans. Nouri plays n7. The knight retreats to reload, planning a journey toward the king's side, where chaos awaits. Wesley pushes c4, a surge of energy, claiming space and locking down the dark squares. Nouri responds nbcx6, Black's knight stand tall, invulnerable is der Wählen, their formation starting to look menacing. Wesley develops nc3. Both knights now circle the center like wolves hunting for imbalance. Nouri castles. The king hides behind his wall of pawns. But the battlefield is far from calm. Wesley places b2. Cool. Measured development. Keeping all options open for attack or defense. Nouri plays 6, a slow squeeze of the center. The black army tightening its muscles. Wesley's bishop moves to foul, aggression. He plants the bishop like a flag in enemy territory. Nouri answers e5, a defiant thrust, challenging that proud bishop and demanding clarity. Wesley retreats b3, graceful yet stubborn, keeping his structure solid and eyes forward. Nouri responds b6, symmetrical tension. Bishops now staring at each other like mirror warriors. Wesley drops qd2, the queen joins the fray, possibly hinting at a deadly battery along the light squares. Nouri plays f5, explosive. Black sizes space, aiming to counterattack with full force. Wesley steadies with f3, solid defense, reinforcing e4 and waiting for Nouri to overextend. Nouri expands with b6. He plans to activate the queenside, but his king might feel the wind shifting. Wesley doubles with Radon. The rook slides into action, ready to control the central files like a general commanding troops. Nouri's knight goes n8, an odd retreat, but perhaps a rerouting for future glory. Wesley captures x5. The battlefield explodes. Tension breaks as pawns clash violently in the center. Nouri recaptures gsf5, opening lines. The G-file becomes a potential highway of destruction. Wesley replies Fauer, a fierce blockade, pushing back and daring black to break through. Nouri plays raise 7. The rook shifts oddly, preparing lateral defense or maybe an ambitious swing. Wesley coolly places Kione, subtle and poisonous. His queen eyes the kingside like a silent predator. Nouri develops R7. He braces for incoming fire, fortifying his camp. Wesley's knight jumps nd5, a thunderbolt in the center. The knight dominates like a statue of power. Nouri strikes with n6-7. Tension rises as knights crowd the battlefield, preparing for a brutal exchange. Wesley's queen slides qf2. Coordination intensifies. The white army begins humming in perfect harmony. Nouri trades bx5. Bishops crash. One key defender falls. Wesley recaptures cx5. Pawns shift. The center remains white's domain of power. Nouri pushes b5. Bold. The queenside begins to rumble like a coming avalanche. Wesley hits with f5. Central lines rip open again, daring Nouri to respond under pressure. Nouri captures bx5, reclaiming order, but the white initiative grows sharper. Wesley's knight jumps nd4, a powerful leap, locking eyes on critical squares and threatening to fork worlds. Nouri answers bx4. He exchanges, but perhaps at a cost. Wesley recaptures bxd4. White's bishop now dominates open diagonals with holy vengeance. Nouri plays n6. The knight creeps forward, sniffing for counterplay on the king's side. Wesley pushes a4. He opens a new front. The queenside burns. Nouri counters bx4. The first tower of defense crumbles. The board shakes. Wesley retakes bx6. Bishop fury. He seizes a pawn and exposes black's structure. Nouri's queen leaps q5. Danger. The dark queen hunts for blood on the king's side. Wesley calmly plays Orcone, a cold, precise move, keeping both wings under control. Nouri retreats N7, pulling his knight back, trying to regroup before the storm hits. Wesley brings BB5, intensifying the heat. The bishop eyes the enemy rook like prey. Nouri defends with RB7, solid defense, though the pressure mounts unbearably. Wesley continues, B6, relentless. He refuses to let Nouri breathe. Nouri replies RC7, protecting. But the pieces look tied in knots. Wesley boosts with RC3, more reinforcements. White's rooks start forming deadly batteries. Nouri pushes forward, desperate counterattack, trying to stir chaos in enemy lines. Wesley shifts BB6. The bishop's blade cuts across the board like lightning. Nouri plays Res8, rearranging his rooks, holding the last line of defense. Wesley steps B7. The bishop creeps closer to the black king, sensing weakness. Nouri trades Exit C3. Boom. Moment. A rook exchange opens fresh fire lines. Wesley responds B6, a stunning intermezzo. A check that slices straight into the heart of darkness. Nouri's king flees KG7. The monarch trembles, seeking safety amid chaos. Wesley plays BXC3, calm after the blast. Yet the tension keeps climbing. Nouri pushes Nefiv. Central knight returns, hoping to counterpunch before it's too late. Wesley strikes B7, that bishop again. It stalks the black rooks like a ghost. Nouri answers RF6, defense mode. Yet the king's shelter grows thinner by the second. Wesley pushes H4. Storm clouds gather on the king's side. He's preparing the kill. Nouri lashes out QG3. The queen dares to strike back, hunting weak spots. Wesley goes B6, Dix, devastating. Material falls, and black structure collapses. Nouri responds N7 6. Both knights roar, trying to guard the bleeding king. Wesley shoves H5. The white pawns march like an unstoppable wave of fury. Nouri pushes NC4. Tactical tricks emerge. He's searching for counterplay among ruins. Wesley captures QXD3. Queens disappear. But the damage is irreversible. Nouri recaptures FXD3. His pawn structure shattered. His king exposed to the elements. Wesley advances H6, the thunderclap of war. A pawn turns executioner. Nouri's king takes KH6, forced to eat poison. He walks right into the fire. Wesley's rook invades RXF6, sacrifice or masterpiece. The black defenses crumble completely. Nouri's knight recaptures NXD6, grasping at straws to survive. Wesley plays BF7, precision. The bishop pins and threatens like a silent killer. Nouri brings Nefur. A brave knight stands tall in a sea of flames. Wesley advances Razix. The rook soars down the board. A guillotine ready to fall. Nouri's king shuffles Kg7. Retreat in shame. Retreat in shame. The end is near. Wesley delivers Bxx. The last barrier falls. Black's fortress, in ruins. Nouri answers Ixx. Forced. But his position bleeds everywhere. Wesley pushes Zix. Another pawn storms forward. Aiming straight for immortality. Nouri tries Kf7. The king desperately runs. But nowhere is safe. Wesley seals the victory with 7, the pawn that could become a hero. Nouri resigns. WesleySo triumphs, in a blaze of precision and fury. The video ends here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you again. Bye. Everyone, see you in the next video.